While many have been conditioned, perhaps brainwashed is a better word, to believe that Disney World is a wonderful place to visit and create magical memories, it's important to be aware of the potential issues that come with a trip to the Disney Corporation's parks. Crime is a real concern when visiting Disney World. Pickpockets, con artists, and fights are known to be an issue at Disney World. Yes, there is crime in the wonderful world of Disney. Crime is a real concern when visiting Disney World. Pickpockets, con artists, and fights are known to be an issue at Disney World. It actually may have more crime than some major cities. There have been several well-publicized cases of large groups fighting that required police action. And add to all that disgusting behavior by guests, and there are still, unfortunately, arrests of pedophiles that were employed by Disney. So it is true, the quality of life in Disney World has indeed fallen. Skip Disney World and save money, stress, and more. Be aware. Don't fall for the Disney hype if you do decide to go. Take it for what it is, an older collection of amusement parks that are not in their prime anymore and that exist for financial purposes only. Unlike our outstanding national parks, Disney World would not exist if the money stopped coming in and is just a temporary creation. And while I love Disney World as much as the next mouse, I think it's important to talk about the potential downsides of visiting what some mistaken souls have called the happiest place on earth. As we'll discover, things have definitely changed at the Disney-owned parks, and not for the better. If you're like me, you may have fond childhood memories of Disney, or perhaps memories of taking your own children there, or even honeymooning at the Disney parks. But the new reality is that Disney World is changing. And we must ask, is Disney World still the happiest place on earth? Angry crowds growing at Disney World. Let's talk about the crowds. Disney World is a popular destination, which means that there are always going to be a lot of people around. Even though crowds have been down recently, it can still be crowded at certain times and in certain areas of the park. This can be overwhelming for some visitors, especially those with young children. The crowds can make it difficult to navigate the park and keep track of your party. And it can also lead to long wait times for rides and attractions. Try waiting 2 to 3 hours in a line with no seating or air conditioning. Plus, after several hours in line, waiting to ride in a cramped, children's-sized ride seat, people can get very frustrated and grouchy. In the last few years, tempers are flaring and fights are increasing at Disney World. Guests have even had to intervene to help victims as detailed in the news report. Will you or a family member be put in that same situation? Heat stroke at Disney World, a real possibility. Another danger to be aware of is the heat. Disney World is located in Florida, which means it can get very hot and humid, especially during the summer months. Visitors should take precautions to protect themselves from the sun, such as wearing sunscreen and a hat, and staying hydrated by drinking plenty of water. Imagine spending hours on end standing in cramped lines when the temperature is in the 90s or even hundreds. Dehydration and sunburn, despite your best prep, can result in a health emergency requiring medical care. And then it is well documented, even by Disney-loving websites like Inside the Magic, that the heat is dangerous. Accidents do happen on rides at Disney World. It's also important to note that there are many physical risks associated with the rides and attractions at Disney World. While the rides are designed to be safe, accidents can still happen, and it's important to follow all safety guidelines and instructions from park employees. Visitors should also be aware of any pre-existing medical conditions that could make certain rides unsafe. We were stuck on several rides during our last visit. This soured us on the experience and made us question the quality of safety on some of the rides. Even the boats on Splash Mountain can sink on occasion. Deaths have also occurred at Disney World for a variety of reasons. Many rides at Disney World are over 50 years old and may not have been maintained well in the past few years. Gone are the days when Disney kept things in top-notch condition. During our 2021 visit, we saw rusted metal, peeling paint, worn-out flooring, and dripping ceilings throughout the parks. So watch out! You could get cuts, bruises, or drenched in moldy roof water. Rides breaking down are now a common event. Recently, 4 major rides broke down on the same day. Disney World is dangerous to your finances, but the dangers of Disney World aren't just physical. Visitors should also be aware of the financial risk associated with a trip to the park. Disney World can be an expensive vacation, and visitors should budget accordingly to avoid overspending. For the cost of 2 adults staying at the Dolphin Hotel inside the park for 1 week and visiting 3 parks, we could easily fly across country to Alaska and enjoy 9 days of cruises, private flights, and fresh seafood. I've personally known several families who have thrown their financial futures away, taking yearly trips to Disney World, all to create some false perception of financial and family success for their children and neighbors. Now that their children have grown up, these new senior citizens find their savings accounts almost empty and face difficult financial times in their retirement. All while Disney executives live the lavish life of these poor folks' hard-earned money. Disney World keeps increasing their ticket prices, sometimes more than once a year. Plus, food and other prices are also steep. As long as people keep buying into their marketing hype, Disney will keep increasing prices. It's also important to be aware of the various scams and frauds, such as counterfeit tickets and merchandise, in the surrounding area. Many a family blew their financial security on the mouse, having bought into Disney's marketing hype. Disney World is a stressful place to vacation, for many visitors should also be aware of the potential for emotional stress. Disney World is a magical place, but it can also be overwhelming and exhausting, especially for those with young children. Visitors should take breaks when needed and be aware of their own limits. We witnessed many married couples having arguments during our visit, so we don't buy Disney's marketing messaging that this says the happiest place on earth. Even planning a trip to Disney World can be stressful. Let's face it, a trip to Disney World is stressful. From planning, travel, to actually being in the park, the experience is not what it may have been when you were a child. It is an artificial environment with a massive amount of mental, emotional, and physical stimulation that can be nerve-wracking. There's no peace and quiet at Disney World, no retreat from the chaos. Once in, you are submerged in a manufactured environment designed to maximize profit in any way possible, including manipulation of your emotions. Visitors should take precautions to protect themselves from the heat and crowds, follow all safety guidelines and instructions, budget accordingly, and be aware of the potential for emotional stress. And be sure to stay alert to protect yourself and your family, just as you would in any large gathering. Or better yet, save a significant portion of your savings, renew your spirit, and get some fresh air by enjoying the endless and rare wonders of our amazing national parks. We made that decision years ago and are so glad we did.